If you don't like where you're going, you gotta change directions. This is honestly the age-old concept of a lot of people get into situations where they're moving and grooving. You're going, right? And you're like, man, I realize I don't like this. Like, this isn't fun. Here's a perfect example of my life how this took place. I had a gym business. I came out of the NFL, degree in kinesiology. What's the first direction I go? Man, I'm going down the path of opening a gym. First was a fitness trainer. I got a job at a gym for about a week, and then I was like, you know what? This ain't for me. I'm gonna go and open my own gym. But I was in the fitness space. In fact, I realized that this was a place I was telling people I would retire. I'm gonna run this gym till I'm 60 years old, build this thing up, retire, blah, blah, blah. That was to be my thing. No lie. Like, you'd asked me back then, I was retiring doing this. And then I got to this moment in time where I realized I don't love it. I legitimately just didn't love the idea of the gym, what we had going on anymore. Now, I love people. Like, I loved interacting with people, but I felt like I was tucked away, hiding my light from the world. And I didn't want to hide my light anymore. But I needed to do something. I could do one of two things, and most people do one of these two things. You convince yourself you're crazy. Hey, Anthony, you're crazy. You got something built. Don't go do anything else. Because here's the thing. I have a book. Literally, I have a book in this industry. Hold on. Coming back. Don't go anywhere. I got a book that I was part of in the fitness space. Here's my picture in the back. Look at that guy, right? So I had a book in the fitness space. I was traveling places like Russia presenting. I presented and taught for my certifying body, NSCA. So I'm in the realm of fitness, like big time, right? To the point of like, it's hard to even get people to like realize I do more than that nowadays. And so there's this realm, right, where but I wanted to change gears. I woke up one day and was, you know what, I don't love this. Like, I love the aspect of fitness. I don't love the industry as much anymore. I don't like what I have to do to kind of grow in this space. And I realized I wanted to go somewhere else. I didn't like where I was heading of digging myself into this thing. And when you get to that spot in your life, and you might be there now, where you're like, you know what? I don't love this. I don't love this corporate job. I don't love running this kind of business. I don't love this relationship. I don't love where this thing is going. And I say love very specifically, because if you don't love it, if you just kind of like it, man, you got to change things up. Like, you can like something for a while, but after a while, you might stop liking something. Like, there's foods that I like, there's foods I love. And if there's a food I like, it can change. Maybe I don't like it anymore because I found out it's bad for me. But if I love it, I might still eat it, even though it's bad. You know what I mean? So what's the difference between loving and liking? You love something, you stay to it. And you want to do that. Because if you think about in the world you live in, you don't have time to just go through the motions and like something. So what do you love? If you don't love it, you got to do something else. And here is how you will go in a new direction. When you realize that you don't like the direction you're going, this is what you do. You're going to leap. And leap is going to be something we kind of break down. But I'm going to have you, I'm sorry. Yeah, leap. It's not lead. I'm sorry, I was going to say lead, but it's actually leap. So here's how we're going to look at this. Each of these words means something. So if I'm traveling trajectory, I'm going somewhere, I first have to realize where I'm going. So what you have to do is get to the point of, in the trajectory, in the distance, in the place you're going right now, you need to simply look. And by look, what I mean is put two little eyes there. We're gonna put a nose and a mouth. Look at, he's got some eyes. We're gonna make some glasses. I just thought of this, people. There's your little guy. You can't see it unless you look sideways, but this guy's looking. And what I mean by look is say, hey, I know I'm going this way. I wanna look a new direction. If you're driving a car, what do you do before you change lanes? You look. If you're gonna go and make a turn, you look, right? You always have to stop and look. The problem is, too many people are worried about taking their eyes off the road of the place they're going, but they don't want to go there in the first place. If you're heading somewhere you don't want to go, you need to pull your eyes off of that road and look in the direction that you want to go for the first time. Do you want to find some new desired dream? You want to take on a new hobby? Do you want to get a new job? Go look for a job. If you're in a position of that, you go look for a job. So you got to get to the point of realizing you got to look at where you're at. If you don't have a viewpoint of where you're at and where you want to go, we're falling short. Now, once you looked and said, hey, I like that, you must end the direction you're going. End it. Legitimately, like you stop it, hit the brakes, right? Too many people just they say, you know, I like that, and you pass it on by. And you're like, well, I could have, and next thing you know, you're still heading the same direction. Think about a good restaurant when you're driving down a road. You see the restaurant, that looks good. What do? Stop. You end the direction you're going. You end this trajectory. And far too many people are afraid of doing this. So what happens is you get to this point of being stressed out and you're struggling, and so you end up like, you know what, I'm already headed here, so you keep on going. What I'm going to tell you right now is, if you don't end the distance, if you don't end this journey you're on that you don't want to be on, as human beings, we unfortunately have something that's called investment bias, which means the more I'm invested in this thing, the more I keep doing it. So in fact, the more you go down this path, the less likely you are to adjust it. That's what the A turns into, is the next piece. I gave a little accidental kick up there. The next piece is I got to adjust it. Right? And if you don't adjust the trajectory, you're struggling. But I want to finish the thought of end first. So what I want you to do is think, like, if I'm in a position and everything's kind of going a funky way, I don't like what's going on, you absolutely have got to get to the point of just ending the situation. So for me, like, I was in a position of fitness space and I was driving this direction of going down. You said, you know what? I'm not in love with this. And I started looking for other things in the world. I happened to cross an industry where I could take my heart and desire to speak and talk to people, which I did in fitness, and put into a different realm of people's hearts to give them different value, right? In one area it was fitness, help them be healthier. In another area was the mind, the mentality, the identity of a human that I wanted to work on. It was part of the fitness stuff, but it was a new expansion in some area. So I was looking for this and I saw it. I was like, you know what? I love doing this. I love talking, I love sharing, I love speaking, I love researching and reading and creating programs. I want to do that. So what I did is I literally ended it all. I didn't keep on moving. So what it looked like was me like stopping. I closed my gym. I ended the gym, closed it. I ended all the fitness consulting, coaching, everything I was doing. I ended it. And when I ended it all, I gave myself the ability to adjust trajectories, right? When you adjust, it's not always something where you're saying, I'm adjusting and I'm going to keep going. That's the next thing, is to be pursue, right? But I must adjust the direction of the vehicle. I got to turn the wheel. Now, turn the wheel in your life, when you're going someplace you don't want to go, turn the wheel essentially is like, you know what? I hit the brakes. I stopped. I saw it. I stopped. I got to adjust. I got to go ahead and turn the wheel. And turn the wheel is committing to a new direction. First, let me make sure it's clear. Committing to a new direction doesn't mean you go just yet. You commit to it. What does committing look like and compared to going after it? Well, committing says, I'm going to start reading up on this industry. I'm going to invest more time and energy to learning about it. I'm going to invest more time and energy to maybe ending this relationship and looking for a different type of relationship. Maybe I'm going to end the type of workouts that I do because my knees hurt from doing CrossFit. I'm going to start doing it different. I'm going to start swimming, right? Now what I do is I must research, spend time, look into it. Because what I may find is if I start turning the wheel, I can say, you know what, as I turn the wheel, man, I'm looking at the position like, you know what, I can't make a U-turn and go back right now. I gotta go a little bit farther up. But as you adjust, you're committing to new information, new learning, new insight, new info in your head so you can see if the idea is correct to pursue. Now, pursue or pursuit is an actual action. It's to go after it. So when you're stuck in a place you're at, you're like, I don't love this thing I'm doing. I'm not 100% and you know, this connection of joy for what I got going on. Well, you got to get to the point of realizing you have to actually go through this process as it is. But for pursue means to take the action and go after it. It means that I've adjusted my trajectory. I'm now putting one foot in front of the other to do it. And this is a scary one. This is the one you don't want to do. If we're being honest, this is the one that scares the crap out of people and it makes them say, you know what? Turn the wheel back to where I'm going. Let me keep going. Because here's what it is. Some people will be doing their life and they're living and they go and say, I'll have this job and I'm in this career and I'm good. And I look and I see other things I can do. They may slow down. They may stop the car. They may actually take a moment and say, oof, I don't love what I'm doing. I'm going to stop doing this. They may start turning the wheel. Legitimately turning the wheel, getting information, investing in programs, spending time, hiring coaches, all this stuff. They'll do all the amazing planning and organization, structure. But then when it comes time to have the rubber meet the road, to hit the gas, to pull the trigger, to take action, they die off. You know why? It's scary. It's a new place. It's something I never saw before. It's what if it goes wrong? Yeah, what if it goes wrong? It in fact can go wrong. Will it go wrong? I don't know. Can't promise you it won't. But the truth is not enough people realize that the pursuit holds the majority of your lessons. Repeating this, the pursuit holds the majority of your lessons. It's not what you saw. It's not what you stopped doing. It's not how you adjusted. What you learned about the new trajectory and the new areas of opportunity happens along the journey. And think about it. When you're trying something out and you want to figure this new industry out or new anything out, you got to get down the road a little bit to even understand what questions to ask in the first place. You got to get down the road a little bit to figure out what you may have tried that you didn't know you could have tried. To get down the road a little bit to understand how much easier it could be than you're doing right now. But you learn more along the journey than beforehand. And yes, people write books and they do videos like this and you can learn a whole lot, but I'm telling you, there is so much I could never put into words that you would have to learn while on the pursuit of it. And I find that people are so fearful of all the little things that could go wrong that you fail to comprehend that everything that'll go wrong, you'll be learning along the way how to navigate, how to overcome, how to figure it out, how to get to the end destination you want to get to of some new area that you saw. So when you're sitting there and you're in your back of your head, you're like, man, I don't love the direction I'm going. You need to take a leap. A genuine leap into a new area to try something new. And it starts by looking for what you got to see or what you can see. It's new opportunity in the world. Taking a clear look, spend some time, ending the energy, ending the motion in a certain area. End that journey. End it. Stop it. I'm going to stop doing all of this stuff. Adjust where you're going. Adjust the direction. Adjust the flow so you actually have turned the wheel somewhere new and pursue this new direction, knowing that along the path, yes, you will hit speed bumps. You will hit new stop signs. You'll hit some detours. But if you keep going, you'll learn a brand new place. Think about when you travel sometimes. Or like maybe you go somewhere in your hometown. You take a detour. That someone's doing some construction, you find a new place of town you didn't know existed sometimes. I do it all the time. Like, oh, I didn't know this restaurant was over here. I didn't know it was so close to the freeway. I can go right here. It's a shorter distance to get where I want to get to. Or this cool store has a hobby thing I didn't even know existed. I'm going to go check it out. It happens because, again, you learn more on the journey. And if you can commit to taking a leap, I promise it'll change your life.